But as Philly continues to look for another trade partner, an unnamed Eastern exec told SI this, quote, "F that. You let a guy force his way out with 4 years left on a max contract, and you set a terrible precedent. They can't cave."
And I knew that the owners were going to do this. And you know what? If an executive from another team spoke out publicly, can you only imagine what executives and ownership groups are talking about behind the scenes right now? They can't wait till the next CBA. I'm telling you, the next CBA comes up, it is not going to work in the players' favor.
He's right. I'm very angry. Kendrick Perkins is 100% right, and I can't say anything about it. He's like 100% in the right, and I'm very angry in the moment. And I don't like that I'm saying it, and I don't like how it sounds coming out of my mouth, but it's the truth, and I don't like it at all. So a reminder, this awful quote, this awful quote is a reaction to Ben Simmons saying, I don't want to play for you guys. What's the terrible precedent? I don't want to play for you, and I'm losing money as a result. Who's winning? How is Ben Simmons winning in this? The NBA Players Association is like, yeah, we don't need to comment on this. It's okay that executives and presidents and owners are angry about this, even though Ben Simmons is not like just making out like a bandit. He's losing money. If he continues to hold out like this, he's going to keep losing money. Money he's not necessarily going to get back. But these owners, presidents, executives are like, well, we have to do more. What if we murder Ben Simmons? I think that would be more fair. And I'm obviously slightly exaggerating. Within the framework of the draft, restricted free agency, all these things that are kind of anti-competition, we make it work. You know, for the most part, players don't really complain too vocally. But this is the one exception. Ben Simmons said, fuck that, I don't want to be here. What are you gonna do? Look, like this quote, this quote is deranged. He's not like just coming out on top and just demolishing everybody. He's losing money. It's kind of funny when you compare the two situations, because Kyrie Irving is in a situation that he got to select. He decided to be a Brooklyn Net. The whole team loves him. The owner and the president, or the GM, I don't remember Sean Mark's official title, but the person, you know, lead decision maker, they're begging Kyrie Irving to get the vaccine because they just want to know he can be somewhat reliable on the basketball court. Again, I want to make sure this is a very clear basketball criticism. They just want to make sure he's somewhat reliable so they can give him like 100 close. I don't remember exactly what the extension number would be, but it's closer to 200 million than 100 million. It's a lot of money, and as a basketball player, he's totally worth it. He's a tremendous basketball player. He scores over people in a way that almost makes you believe in the crazy things he believes, because maybe that's how you just get good at basketball. But it's still just an unnecessary plight to take. I am much more sympathetic to the Ben Simmons situation because ultimately he didn't choose to go to Philadelphia at any point. And the team wants him to come back so that he can play, so they can trade him. So it's not the same thing as the Kyrie Irving situation where the team wants him back so they can give him more money and commit to him long term because they love him. This is like, hey, please, we want to get you the fuck out, but the easiest way to get you the fuck out is if you actually come back and play well for a couple months. And to me, at scale, if you look at this from a macro point of view, I'm trying to use like big words to sound smart, the Ben Simmons one is more of a problem for the NBPA, which is why you see me on this page right here. These are the people that are on the NBPA players board or executive board. I don't know what the official title is. It doesn't matter. But the point is, a player not wanting to be somewhere because the team wants to trade him and he doesn't trust the team and he wants to just go somewhere where he's wanted. That's gonna keep happening, and they should make sure that all this precedent talk is just stopped immediately. Like, don't even think about it. If you even consider changing the rules in any way to be more punitive towards players who don't want to be on teams, that's a non-starter. But these group of people have more opinions about the Kyrie Irving situation, presumably because he's just more likable as a dude or whatever, than they do about the Ben Simmons situation. The Kyrie Irving one is super specific. It's probably mostly a one-off, you know, unless Bradley Beal, who's like loud and obnoxious, gets traded to a team that has one of these vaccine mandates. it shouldn't really be a problem for anyone else. You see, most guys are like, wait, I'm gonna lose how much money? Oh, okay, I'll get the shot, never mind. Which is what happened with Andrew Wiggins, right? Well, goddamn, I was being super kind to Andrew Wiggins, and his quotes are like kind of insane. It's very frustrating. Whatever, I don't want to go into Andrew Wiggins too much. Like, he got it, I guess. He realized it wasn't worth the fight. But him saying stuff like, well, I hope I'm okay, and I hope I'm still healthy after taking the vaccine, after, you know, the fact that like literally everyone else on his team and all the staff and all the members of the team, you know, like everyone that isn't a player got it and they're all still alive. That's insane. I guess he's like freaked out that there's going to be some sort of long-term effect from the vaccine, which is, again, all the data we have on this vaccine stuff is that like if it was going to have side effects, they're going to be immediate, not long-term. There's no long-term ramifications for this. But he's free to have his awful opinions, unfortunately. That's the world we live in. I can't stop you from saying stupid things, which is why I get to have a YouTube channel, thankfully. Subscribe. Okay. We're getting really deep into Sixers bullshit, so I gotta put the collar up. Shout out to the Colangelos. This is a normal sized collar. Get a new slant. Anyways, Ben Simmons is back. I had finished recording the video, like where I switched to this part now. I was not going to include this. I knew he was coming back, but it didn't really change anything or any point that I had made, except now you have the added information that Ben Simmons passed his physical and held a brief meeting, blah, 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 but he remains ineligible to participate in team-related activities. Now, why is that interesting? A fully vaccinated player who is entering the team environment for the first time needs to return at least one negative result from a PCR test facilitated by the team before interacting with other players, tier 1 staffers. Tier 1 staffers is like anybody that is in a relatively common contact with the players, right? Like coaches, you know, like the what you call them in soccer, right? The kit guy, like the people that are, you know, you get what I'm talking about. An unvaccinated player must return 2 negative tests before returning to the facility and participating in individual workouts where no other player is present. So because he's probably unvaccinated, or possibly unvaccinated, I shouldn't say probably, he has to get 2 negative tests just to be able to work out in an empty gym for the Sixers. So Nate Duncan speculated that because he hadn't been able to rejoin the team as quickly as like the second he got there, basically, this might be the reason why. It's because he's unvaccinated. Now, we still don't know, as this guy points out. Simmons went to Wimbledon, where a double vaccination, which means you have to be fully inoculated, is required. So you get this picture. What are the requirements for entry to the championships? You will be required to show proof of COVID status upon entry in the form of full vaccination, first and second dose, and with the second dose administered at least 14 days before your visit. Or, oh, that or is kind of a big deal. I kind of want to know what's supposed to come off that or. Damn, he's not. It definitely is going to say, that or definitely says, or proof of negative test, which he probably had. Because it did. That's a big or. That's an interesting way to cut that picture. Yep, there we go. Someone noticed the same thing I noticed. Or a negative lateral flow test taken within 48 hours of your visit. Okay, yeah, so this doesn't actually prove that it doesn't prove that he's been vaccinated anyway, which means the reason everything's going so slowly is he probably hasn't been vaccinated, which makes all this much more funnier, right? Me like trying to pit Kyrie and Ben Simmons against each other in a narrative, and then they're both doing the same stupid thing, but Ben Simmons is also doing another kind of funny thing at the same time, so we didn't even wonder about the vaccine thing. The funniest part is when I was recording this video like 2 days ago, I made a joke about this. I was like, damn, it would be really funny if Ben Simmons isn't vaccinated, but I was like, I don't need to include that. It's just like a silly joke. There's no way he's one of like the small percentage of NBA players that hasn't been vaccinated also while being, you know, AWOL from the team. Like this is such a great story. It just keeps giving, like, I'm so grateful for Ben Simmons for like providing content. So thank you to Ben Simmons. I appreciate everything you do. Shout out to Kyrie Irving again. You know, all the vaccine stuff is annoying, but he also does really cool things. I'm not saying like cool, like, oh, he's a fun basketball player to watch, like legitimately good things And so I don't want to discredit any of that while criticizing the vaccine stuff. Yeah. Anyways, thanks. Bye.